Hello friends, welcome to day 2 of Unit 4, Week 3. Today we are going to learn how to identify the points of view of the characters in a text so that we can effectively analyze the story. Directions for today are to read the play The True Jack. And as we read, we will highlight keywords or phrases, which is our text evidence, that will help us identify each character's point of view. Then we will come back and complete the chart below to determine each character's point of view about Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk. So what is point of view? Point of view is the way a character thinks or feels. So as we read the play, we need to find out how each character feels about Jack. Why is this important? Well, this is important because our essential question for this unit is what makes people view the same experience in different ways? And one answer to that is that everybody has a different point of view. How can I tell a character's point of view? One way we can tell a character's point of view is by taking a look at what they say. When we read the play, we need to really look at the dialogue. So what is the character saying? Another way that we can tell a character's point of view is the way the character acts. So in a play, we need to take a look at stage directions because that will tell us how they're acting, how they're expressing themselves. Okay, so let's go ahead and go to our play. On page 22, here it is, The True Jack. And the cast of characters are the host, the cow, the butcher, mom, giantess, and giant. Right now, I will model how we can determine the cow's point of view about Jack. So the setting is a castle in the late 1600s. A small group of lords, ladies, craftsmen, and peasants sit on benches, the floor, and other places in the room. They are the audience for what is essentially a 17th century talk show. The host sits across the table interviewing Cow. Okay, so we're going to pretend that they are on a show, kind of like the Oprah Winfrey Show or the Ellen DeGeneres Show, and they are all being interviewed by the host. So to identify the cow's point of view, I want to look for language that describes the cow's thoughts and feelings and also stage directions. And remember, stage directions are the words inside the parentheses. So here we go. Page 23. Host. Welcome all. Thanks for coming to Inside Fairy Tales. Today we're meeting with many of the people who know Jack from Jack and the Beanstalk fame. What is he really like? My first guest is the cow. So, from your point of view, what is Jack like? Well, first of all, my name is Sam. Jack never called me by my name. It was always about Jack. Okay, so let's look at the stage directions. It says in a hurt voice. The stage directions in a hurt voice tell me that Cow is upset by Jack. So I'm going to highlight this because this is already giving me insight to the cow's point of view about Jack. Host. Are you saying Jack was selfish? Do cows moo? The boy is young, so maybe he'll change. But he got rid of me just like that. A couple of dry days and bingo, traded. That doesn't sound very nice, but I believe Jack did need to trade you. He didn't have a choice. Oh, that's what they all say. Again, stage directions. It says angry, so I definitely know that Cow feels some kind of anger towards Jack. So far, I'm guessing he's not very happy with him. Let's keep reading. All the fairy tale heroes are the same. They just want to be rich or famous or both. They are all selfish, including Jack, especially Jack. Okay, I'm going to highlight where it says they are selfish, including Jack. So far, I know that the cow is hurt and angry, and he is saying that Jack is selfish. So that's giving me insight to his point of view. Host. What else could Jack have done? If he needed money, he could have found a job on another farm. Jack is a selfish young man. That's my point of view about Jack. All right, guys. So again, he's saying Jack is selfish. He has said this twice now. So I know that's how he feels about Jack. That's his point of view about Jack. And he even says, that's my point of view about Jack. So let's go ahead and highlight that. He is selfish. Host. Well, there you have it. Sam the cow says Jack is a selfish young man. Now let's see what the butcher has to say. Mr. Butcher, thanks for joining us. Tell us your point of view of Jack. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our slide. We need to go back now and go ahead and fill out our chart that will help us determine Cow's point of view about Jack. So in the first or in the middle box, I'm going to write all my text evidence, just some of the things that I highlighted that tell me how Cow thinks or feels. And remember, we were looking at the cow's dialogue as well as her stage directions. How was she acting? So I just wrote in a hurt voice. Well, first of all, my name is Sam. Jack never called me by my name. It was all about Jack. So I wrote the stage directions because that tells me that Cow was hurt, and I also wrote what Cow said. I then also wrote the other stage directions that said angry because that tells me Cow was talking in an angry voice or acting angry. And then also I wrote where Cow said they are all selfish, including Jack, because that tells me how Cow feels about Jack. And last I wrote Jack is a selfish young man. That's my point of view about Jack. So again, this is telling me how Cow feels or what Cow thinks about Jack. And now on the last box, I am going to write Cow's point of view about Jack. And I wrote, the cow thinks Jack is selfish and it was wrong for Jack to sell her. That is how Cow feels about Jack. So now what you're going to do is you're going to read the interview of Butcher and the interview of Jack's mother. You're going to look for evidence that tells you how does the butcher feel about Jack. I wanted you guys to look at what the butcher says. And I need you to look at the stage directions. How does Butcher act when he's saying those things about Jack? Okay. That way you're able to determine Butcher's point of view. Then you're going to do the exact same thing with Jack's mother. Look for text evidence that tell you how Jack's mother feels about Jack. Then that is it for today. Thank you.